These are actually coming true.
You're more likely to be true than not at this point.
It really is like the conspiracy theorists, I think, are having their time in the sun these days. I mean, everything is as much as what was his name? Alex Jones. Like, I think for me, I put him in a similar bucket as Andrew Tate. He's loud. He's rambunctious. He's absolutely, has all the animated things that make it look like he's crazy. But at the end of the day, I think I remember watching there's this tweet that was like, here's 30 things that Alex Jones said, and he's been right on like 27 of them. So it was like, oh my gosh, bro, like you kind of knew what was going on, right?
Yeah.
So,
and they get him for that one thing. And I mean, they're going after him for the Sandy Hook thing because he said it wasn't real and whatever else, and they sued him. But the judgment on him was like billions of dollars. Like, come on, man. That's so ridiculous. He's not a billionaire.
I think it's actually in the trillions.
It was trillion dollars or whatever. It's so ridiculous. It's such, and when you see that number of what he officially owes, it's theater.
It is.
It's just theater. It's just political theater.
So do you think he's controlled opposition? That's an interesting word.
That is an interesting word. I think he's got too big of a following. He's so rambunctious that you have to let him go just a little bit. Because if you completely shut him up, it's the same thing with Andrew Tate. He becomes a martyr.
Yeah.
And they have to give him a little time to breathe. And I think he knows that he is part entertainment and part conspiracy theorist.
He might be more entertainment than conspiracy theorist.
I think so. And I think he understands that. That part of the things he says in an extreme way, it's for entertainment, and he just happens to be right sometimes.
His hit rate's pretty good actually over the last couple decades though.
But once you project yourself as that guy, then people naturally find you and they're like, hey, guess what? I know. So he gets that information that maybe people don't take to somebody else, because at least he represents that cause, for lack of a word. And people will bring him the information that maybe you don't take to another news source because you don't think that they'll produce it.
That's true. So he's like a safe repository for these fringe ideas.
Correct.
Put it that way, because we really shouldn't call them conspiracies because they're actually kind of truthful. So he's a great repository for these fringe ideas, these unbaked ideas from fringe individuals who might have information or whatnot. And of course, that information can be sketchy or true, but he's willing to take a chance on either and be able to socialize and communicate it out.
He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He'll just say it.
Yeah.
He's been canceled so many times, and now he owes $1 trillion. Like, what do you have to lose?
Like if you think about it, that type of number is actually really liberating.
Yeah.
I mean, if they said, hey, you owe $15 million, like, shit, I need to make that up.
I got to pay that back.
But if you say, you owe us $1 billion, it's like,
I'm good.
Sure. Like, what, 9 million installments of $1 a day? Sure, fine. Have at it, right?
You'll never pay that back.
I'll never pay that back.
And yeah, exactly. I love that word. It's liberating.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, they gave him freedom.
Yeah. It's
That's
like,
crazy. I never thought of it. That's funny.
Think about that. Like, think literally, if someone came to you and said, we have all this proof you owe $10 million and you got to pay it back. It's like, fuck, bro. Like,
I need to pay this shit back.
I need to pay this shit. I gotta grind my ass. I gotta be, I was thinking about, what's his name? The football player that invested all of his life savings in the FTX.
Tom Brady.
I'm thinking about Tom Brady. Tom Brady's like, oh, fuck, I got to play football for 10 more years. I wasted all my money on this. But like $10 million, you got to pay it back. But if it's like $1 billion, $1 trillion, it's like, okay.
Fuck y'all.
Any other, hey, add on that debt. Add on more debt. It's in there somewhere.
Don't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I'm co-signing for every loan.
Exactly.
What are they going to do? Come after me?
Put it on there. I'll default on. Don't care.
Yeah.
I owe
Endless
the world.
debt.
Endless debt, man. It's like the government.
Like the government.